The internet has once again failed me. Oh, hey, that's really nice. Okay, we are back. So maybe it wasn't the game. Maybe my internet is just a jerk today. It is a bit stormy. Right, okay. 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 I do like the new banner I just made. Yeah, I like this game because it's like just enough brain power to like. It's like just enough stimulation, but not too much stimulation, so you can kind of work through things in your head. Your brain can background process, because movement can help a little with that, but too much movement isn't really that helpful. It's a very careful balance to strike sometime between activity and not too much activity. I feel like maybe I should talk about something, but I don't know. Anybody have an interest in astrology? I personally find it fascinating. I would say that a lot of people's view on astrology is I don't really agree with them. A lot of the traits people use is doesn't quite make sense to me, or like are clearly drawing from stereotypes more than anything. Something to be noted is the sun sign is, I wouldn't quite say very minor, but it's one of many signs, and the other signs are very important too. You know, there's the planets from Mercury to Neptune and even Pluto, and then there's the asteroids, and it's a very complex subject in that, well, there's no body of complete agreement, because to be honest, the world is huge and astrology is practiced all over the world, and several astrological techniques come from your location in the world. So I think that's part of the reason so many systems have sprung up. And then also, I've noticed depending on what system you use, it'll be like more what you actually do versus what's going on inside. What drives the actions versus what the actions are. But it's just something that I enjoy, and it helps me. Like, it could possibly be an effect of contemplation, but it gives me an avenue to contemplate on. It gives me traits to say, and it's gotten fairly accurate, so I really don't think it's just confirmation bias, honestly. And then sometimes you don't think you'll find something in that place, and you do, and it's pretty specific. I don't know. I like this game because it gives immediate dopamine in the sound design. Immediate sustained, but not like overused. Not being overused is important to me. I used to read the papers, but by now I just do box after box. Blink, blink. Getting a little awkward with the silence again. Let's heat up some water. Oh, I should probably find some food too. I don't really want to eat. Maybe if we sit here in silence long enough, I'll get better at finding things to talk about. I don't know. I'm thinking Being Weird was a good stream title. Mushroom cat is very cute, though. Might be taking up a little too much space. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, my approach to astrology is kind of like... Okay, so there's a lot of things people say. And I kind of dismiss it, but I never fully... Like, I'm a big proponent of there has to be a reason people say things. They may be naming an effect rather than the base trait they think they're naming, but there has to be some sort of reason that they say it. So I'm a big proponent into digging down into the traits, the actual base traits that make the behavior. Because if somebody says, oh, this transit, to be wildly exaggeratory, will make you, scream at the top of your lungs and run. But what the transit is actually doing is provoking fear, like a fear response. None of the planets do that as far as I'm aware yet. But anyways. But your fear response is to freeze and be as silent as possible. Then of course you're gonna say, that's not accurate. But if you can get into the base traits, then everybody can say, hey, my response to that effect is this. And then you can predict much better what's actually going to happen. And I think that's where a lot of astrology goes wrong. Or a lot of people's practicing of astrology, because they're assuming, like, universal human experiences. But the thing is, there's always going to be an exception. It might be most people, but it's not going to be all. And, like, there's different cultures, so it may be cultural specific without you even realizing it. I don't know. I guess this is my lecture on astrology now. I don't know. Well, it's something to talk about. I do like talking about my interests. I find talking about my interests can sometimes, like, help me process my interests or get new ideas. And I do also just like sharing knowledge. I love knowledge. And why not make that, like, if the knowledge is helpful, then why might not make that something more people can know, you know? I should stop feeling so awkward. Everybody knows what they're signing up for. I'm being weird. Huh? Oh. That was registering as the coin box because it had a lot of coins on the top. And, yeah, okay. There we go. Let me pour some of that water I used up. And with my disregard from tradition. Okay, I have a weird mix of disregarding tradition, not believing people, and also believing that they must have got it from somewhere. I have a weird thing about disregarding their conclusions but not dismissing the validity. It's very weird. It's very strange. I forgot what I was saying originally. Right, with my strange mixture of disregard and regard, I have found myself making new indicators of what the planets mean. Or what the houses mean more often. Cause what, you know, words mean a lot of things, and what a word means to one person will not mean the same to another person. So I don't even know entirely whether I'm making new things or if I'm just phrasing it in a way I understand better. Or if I'm looking at the base trait and not other things. So if you ever look into houses, you'll find a lot of things that are pretty random tacked on. And I don't really know what's happening there. I have to assume it's something like, depending on the technique, but nobody will ever say the technique because for some reason they think it's universal when it really matters what technique you're using. And I'm sorry, this is a I feel strongly about this. I like information, so I get frustrated when people don't give the information or like, I don't know. They have a strange, some people think their way is the only way, and yet they will never tell you which way they're using. So if people are searching for the way they're using, they can't even tell to go to you because they don't know which way you're using. Oh, okay. So like, yeah, I don't know. Brain needs a buffering moment. Brain needs a buffering moment. Order is hard. Can I actually drink this water now, or is it still too hot? It's kind of still too hot. Don't risk yourself. Don't risk it. So randomly off topic. I like to switch around sometimes. Does anybody else like the ocean? I like the ocean. Instead of watching, like, I don't know, kids shows, I mostly grew up on nature documentaries, and there weren't that many ocean ones, but I did like the ocean ones. I should try watching Shipwrecks again. We have that on disc. I don't know. I say I should try watching. It's probably not something I'm gonna get to in a long, long time. I don't watch much TV these days. I watch a lot of streams. Why? It's still in demo. Things can get a little weird. I don't know why that was having an exclamation point. I play this a lot more than is expected of a demo, to be honest. I really do plan on buying it when it comes out, but it's not available to buy yet. It's not available. Can I drink this water yet? No? Sort of. I shouldn't. I mean, it's only a minor singe. This... Yeah, I don't know. You know what's kind of enraging? The biggest reason people are like, whole sign is the best sign system? The most commonly... Okay, the Reddit listed reason most often is just Placidius was confusing. Placidius was too complicated. And I am a big proponent of, if it's being complicated does not mean it isn't a better system. Simplifying things does not make it more accurate. It just means like it's... Yeah, and I don't view whole sign as inaccurate. I actually see the ability to use different traits by it, and it's very valuable. However, I hate people's listed reason for using it. Like just because you can't understand the other system doesn't make it a bad system. It's enraging. I don't know. There is nothing like disseminating wrong information or DX brain has crashed. I don't know. There was another reason, but there's nothing like disseminating wrong information that gets me enraged. Nothing except that other thing I was gonna list, of course. You know, it was along the same lines. I am a big proponent of using everything you can get your hands on. Cause just because it's like a small piece of information doesn't mean it isn't a valuable piece of information. There seems to be a lot of, oh, don't use asteroids because they're too, like, there's too many of them and too complex and it's too confusing. And instead of saying, hey, don't get overwhelmed, focus on the things that will bring most value. They say, just because I can't understand it, this information is, like, invalid. Nobody should use it. It's just not a form of information you should view. Because it's confusing and there's so many of them, it's a bad form of information, or it's like we pretend the information doesn't exist. That enrages me. And that's the kind of viewpoint I see spouted online when I'm researching. It's just so offensive. Like, there's nothing wrong with finding it too mentally taxing. There's nothing wrong with being unable to understand it or consolidating your efforts. But don't say nobody should use it and it's invalid. Snowing! Yeah, and in case anybody had aspirations of trying, I would not use horoscopes to test the validity of astrology. Like, even when they're sign specific, even when they're like, I don't know, they just don't seem accurate. They don't take account, like, your entire chart. You're not your ascendant, you're not your sun, you're not your moon. You're your entire chart. So, like, cookie cuttering, this is how you're gonna be on this day, or this is what things you're gonna work through, has never worked for me. I mean, it might work for some people. I don't know. I'm testing this on a very, very, very small population of almost 1, but occasionally we go up to 3. Yeah, and I am very open to being wrong about information. Like I will evaluate and reevaluate. And, like, there seems to be a theme with saying, hey, this doesn't, like, fit into my theory. This detail, this information must be wrong. I'm more likely to say, hey, how could both be right, or what's wrong with my theory? I don't disregard the evidence. Like, even science is doing it. I hate it. Science doesn't seem very scientific these days. Like, they make a theory, they test the theory, they disregard evidence that doesn't fit their theory. It's horrible. And not all of them do that, I'm sure, I hope. Okay, I'm not sure, but I hope. But it's more mainstream than it should be for science, the very basis of observation and testing, right? Impartiality. You know, apparently things for people are not tested on women at all. And in fact, in at least one study, they tested on mice or men a product for women because, get this, women hormones were too varied. You do realize it's going to, like, when you sell this thing, it's going to be in that varied environment. You need to test it on the situation it's going to be in. I'm losing faith in the world. Let's go on to a different subject, huh? So, everybody likes cats, right? Not everybody. Not everybody likes cats. So, penguins. They're cool. I like penguins. Yeah. I'm not good at pulling out conversation topics. You know, this is what happens when I discuss things, usually with my sister. We're having a nice, happy conversation, and one of us will get, like, depressingly philosophical and judgmental about the world. Like I just did. I don't know. The truth hurts. Oh yeah, in this build, you get to choose your sorting method, and they never make enough boxes to be satisfying. But yeah, you just have to make something up. I like to keep the candies together. I don't know. Where did that? I did put that in there, didn't I? I like to toss all the crackers together because they're inconvenient and I hate them. I don't hate anything in this game, but they are inconvenient, and they're not colorful. Okay, they're not colorful at all. I do like ranting about things. It's fun. Or energizing? I don't know. It moves the brain. It moves the ideas. Then your brain can learn ideas more, and I do love ideas. This is a good game for just chatting, I guess. Nope. Oh, we're getting a little tired. I don't know if I could sleep, though. But I doubt it. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I think internet's still going. That's good. Yep, looks good. Nope. the box closing is very satisfying. The sound and the little stamp and even just the clothes. I don't know. I like it all. I gonna go use the bathroom. I shall. I have returned. Oh, you guys couldn't see the cat. There's a cat back there. I guess I'm replacing it. Yeah, I like the idea of me sitting on the table, so I don't know. Just move along, self. Move along. Another thing I really like about this game is the variety. Like, you switch between different types, which makes slightly different sounds, which is a great detail, honestly. Good sound design. Subtle, but very good. You switch around different things to stare at. You know, you have the slightly different task when it's like, sort this yourself, or put the pieces back together. Ugh, these crackers. They're the worst. So many. Covering up all the pretty things. Damn, now I want candy. This doesn't usually happen to me, but maybe it's the hunger combined with this. I want candy. I say I want candy, but if I had candy here, I don't know if I would want to eat it. That seems a little too substance consuming, like, I don't know. I have a real problem. astrology is a nice puzzle. Like, there's a lot to understand. There's stuff to understand yourself. My way of puzzle doing is, like, already just, like, drag it around, see where it fits. So, the fact that there's not very much information isn't really necessarily a problem. Because, yeah, I see where it fits. I see if what I've concluded fits for the transits, or fits in somebody else's chart, if I can get them on board with checking that aspect. And I'm very willing to abandon my conclusion or make qualifiers for it. Like, I feel like some people are really out there to be right, and I don't understand that, because don't you want the information? Don't you want to, like, actually be right instead of have a false sense of right? Or no, you're wrong, but somehow have conned everybody else into believing you're right? Like, what is that tendency? What is that? I don't know. Welcome to the stream where I be weird and let some of my judgmental self out. I don't know. I'm a very odd mixture of not judgmental and judgmental, or like judgmental but giving the benefit of the doubt, or like so honest or pinpointing that like it's true but it seems judgmental, but if it's true, is it judgmental? I don't know. This is fun. Maybe I'll do it again sometimes. I don't know. I don't know what's the experience of a viewer, but I am trying to focus on having fun. So if it's fun for me, I might want to pursue it and try not to think of whether it's fun for a viewer. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to prioritize myself more. Cause ultimately, like, if it's not fun for the viewer, then like nobody's forcing them to stay here. You know, I don't know. I would like to like make people happy and give them a nice place to hang out, and I don't know. Shells. What am I doing here? Blue, white, everything else. Okay. That's not white. Another thing I don't like about those darn crackers is they cover all the pretty things. Like in the box, sometimes I'll like put the crackers all in first and avoid putting anything else in because I like seeing the variety and how things stack up. So the big things like the crackers and the cards, well, the stamps, they say, kind of mess with that, especially if you put them in late, you know? That's not white. Guess that's brown, maybe. Oh, that's blue, right. Yeah, I knew that was blue, but I sent it towards white because that's just how my brain works. I don't know why. I kind of hate that, but I'm trying not to. Oh, I'm not sure I have many more things to talk about tonight. I say tonight, it's light out, but like I haven't slept, so. I do wish sleep was easier and more reliable. I'm working on it, though. I like this one. I haven't seen it very much, though, so maybe that's why I like this one. But also, they're very pretty colors, and it's kind of satisfying shaping. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know why I like things. That's because my brain doesn't like to tell me shit. Ooh, stupid fly. Landed on my arm, startled me. Oh. I don't know, the light work really helps unscramble my mind somehow. I don't know. The light work, steady but small dopamine perhaps, I don't know. Maybe it stops my mind from overworking slightly. And so I go, box after box. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and sometimes I will throw the thing in the wrong box like 5 times before my brain catches up and says, "Hey, that's something's not going right here." And once it says that, it'll basically figure out what's wrong immediately. But sometimes it will take a little while to see that something's going wrong. And I guess that might be the product of relaxation being successful. I don't know. The goal of relaxation being successful? I don't, yeah. Product, I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter, self. It doesn't matter. Man, you'll get some weirdly dogmatic prejudice trait that's attached to some things. Like, anything about Pluto, they just throw around buzzwords being like, it's the worst thing ever, it's manipulation, it's so horrible. And I have no idea where those association came from, really. Like, okay. One, even if, like, one side of it can be that, why do you ever think one thing is the only way that thing will ever be? I don't understand that at all, because, like, nothing is inherently, like, evil in the natural world, and I don't know. There's nothing in the world that has purely bad effects. Like, sometimes I go, there's something to it, and other times I go, that's probably purely just a prejudiced, stereotyping, like, thing. I don't know. But even then, even when I'm so certain, like, I never disregard the possibility entirely. I've been thinking maybe I should work on disregarding the possibility entirely just to save up some brain space and be a little more confident in myself, but I don't know. I like to think of people as reasonable, and sometimes I wonder if maybe that isn't realistic. I don't know. You know what? No. I don't like you, the cards. I don't like the crackers. Go all in one box. I'm tired of you. Go. Be gone. Be gone, I say. Wrong side. So I'll have crackers, I'll have candies, and, well, no, I'll have miscellaneous coins and candies. And then the buttons that was required. Oh, you're gonna defer. I've never had that happen where it doesn't even close that box. It must have been in for a second or something. I don't know. Oh. What? Well, that's a glitch. But I have a button. I wonder if that'll stay there. Now, this is another one. Rusty versus clean. And sometimes you can hardly see that it's rusty. I guess that tip there. My feet are getting cold. Yeah, button's gone. Expected. Let's see. That is a nice new banner. It cuts off part of it, but I somehow managed to frame it, at least so in mobile, the welcome in is right there. I'm contemplating ending again. But then I get caught up on, should I raid? Do I even want to end? I don't know. I think I do perhaps want to end this time, but do I want to raid? I don't really have anyone on. I don't know. It's a lot of people in the art category. I don't know any of them. Nobody I know is on, really. Or nobody I'm comfortable rating, at least. Nobody within my viewer levels. Maybe I should just end. maybe not. Okay, self. You need to make a decision. Wait, I wasn't even playing art. I was just doing art earlier, so I was searching there again. But games and demos is such a large category. It's, you know. Why am I not being willing to just quit? Alright. Alright. Self. Why are you freezing? Self. At least I have the comfort of knowing everybody signed up for me to be weird. I want coffee. But I also don't want coffee. Games and demos is such a large category. I think this is guy watching about like the new games. I don't know. I kind of like this guy's vibes. Let me do a voice check. He's not. Okay. Oh, there he's talking. I don't know. Vibe check is good. I don't know about braiding into that sort of category, though. Maybe just book like that for later. Then again, I've been being weird, so no reason not to send you off to non-conventional content. Or is it conventional? I guess a lot of people watch those sort of things on stream. These are in a lot of non-English titles. I don't like to sort by the English tag because a lot of people don't tag their stream, but I'm gonna have to resort to it. That doesn't, right, it doesn't even work. They tagged English and then they have words that are not even the English alphabet. I guess that's the Arabic alphabet, but the alphabet used for English. You know what? Let's just raid this guy. I've been listening to him in my ear, and it's good vibes. Let's see. How do I haven't usually rated somebody I'm not following. Was that somebody else's voice there? What? That's okay. Self. Concentration. Raid. Yeah, so, I have actually had a good time. Did words word there? I feel like words scrambled. I have actually had a good time. So maybe I'll be more weird more often. I do kind of like talking. And, have a hard time knowing what to talk about. So opening the topics up to being weird is definitely helpful in that endeavor. And I do like my game. And maybe I'll doodle streams more often. I don't know. I've been very businesslike in the past, and maybe I'll have a period of being very unbusinesslike. Unprofessional, more like. I've been very professional in the past. In intention, if not result. Maybe I'll go off of the intention to be businesslike now. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you don't think too much less of me for being really weird. I don't know. I mean, some people like weird. And I do definitely need to be nicer to myself. I am aware of that. That's here. Creative waste. It's right. Okay, I'm on the right screen. Everybody have a good day. And yeah, take care. And sometimes things just need to end, I guess. So goodbye everyone. Rating, being brave, staying brave, waiting the prerequisite seconds. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. Sorry, YouTube. Bye.